Joe Gibbs Racing just dropped a paint scheme reveal that completely broke NASCAR social media. Fans are calling it the cleanest livery of the year, and we haven't even started racing yet. The wild part, it's for a cleaning products company, and that pun is only the beginning of why this went viral. Let me break down what's really happening here. On January 19th, Joe Gibbs Racing announced they've partnered up with Zepp for the 2026 season. Now, if you're not familiar with Zepp, they're a major player in the cleaning and sanitation products game. We're talking almost 90 years of history in making professional-grade cleaning solutions. These guys have been around since the 1930s, and they've built their reputation on products that actually work. But here's the thing that makes this announcement interesting. Zepp isn't completely new to NASCAR. They dipped their toes in the water last season, sponsoring Noah Gragson for 2 races with Front Row Motorsports. They've also had previous connections with both Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs at other teams. So, this move to Joe Gibbs Racing represents a step up for them in terms of team prestige and visibility. The deal breaks down like this. Zepp will be the primary sponsor for 2 races in 2026. Then later in the season, they'll switch over to Chase Briscoe's number 19 Toyota Camry XSE at New Hampshire Motor Speedway on August 23rd. Beyond those 2 primary races, Zepp will also run as an associate sponsor on 3 Joe Gibbs racing cars throughout the entire season. That includes Gibbs in the 54, Briscoe in the 19, and Christopher Bell in the 20 car. Now here's where things get really interesting and why this whole thing went viral. The paint schemes they revealed are absolutely gorgeous. We're talking a blue and yellow color combination that just pops. Fans immediately jumped on social media calling the schemes clean, and you better believe that pun was absolutely intended. There's something about a well-executed paint scheme that gets NASCAR fans fired up, and this one hit all the right notes. The color combination is bold without being overwhelming. The design is modern but still professional. Everything about it just works. But why did this particular announcement blow up the way it did? Well, timing is everything. We're in the middle of January, which, if you follow NASCAR, you know is typically one of the slowest stretches of the year. The season hasn't started yet. Testing is still weeks away. Daytona 500 qualifying hasn't happened. So when teams drop paint scheme reveals during this dead zone, fans are hungry for content. They're ready to engage with anything that gives them a taste of the upcoming season. Paint schemes become this perfect storm of anticipation and visual appeal. People can actually see what the cars are going to look like. They can start imagining these machines on track. It feeds that excitement that's been building since the last checkered flag of the previous season. Then you add in the driver factor. Ty Gibbs is one of the most polarizing figures in NASCAR right now. This young talent with incredible potential who's already shown flashes of brilliance. Others see him as entitled, as someone who's gotten opportunities because of his last name rather than purely on merit. That heel persona, whether it's intentional or not, creates engagement. When Ty Gibbs is involved in something, people talk about it. They share opinions. They debate. And all of that drives social media activity. Chase Briscoe brings a completely different energy to this partnership. He's the new guy at Joe Gibbs Racing, having made the move from Stewart-Haas Racing after that team shut down. Last season was actually his first with JGR, and it was a breakout year. 3 wins, a third-place points finish. A championship 4 appearance, he proved that he belonged at that level and silenced a lot of doubters. But for Briscoe, this Zepp partnership is also a reunion. Back in 2024, when he was still at Stewart-Haas Racing, Zepp sponsored him, so there's an established relationship there, and Briscoe was pretty open about how happy he is to continue working with them. In his quote about the partnership, he mentioned having a great relationship with the Zepp team and being grateful for their support throughout his career. For Zepp, partnering with Joe Gibbs Racing gives them access to one of the most successful organizations in NASCAR history. We're talking about a team with over 200 Cup Series victories, multiple championships, a reputation for excellence that's been built over decades. When you put your brand on a Joe Gibbs Racing car, you're associating yourself with winning. Greg Heyer, who's the Executive Vice President of Retail Sales and Marketing at Zepp, spelled it out pretty clearly in their press release. He talked about how both Zepp and JGR have legacies of products that perform and a shared focus on customer satisfaction and innovation. For Joe Gibbs Racing, landing a partner like Zepp shows that they're still attractive to major national brands. In today's NASCAR landscape, where sponsorship dollars are harder to come by and teams are constantly fighting for every funding opportunity, securing a multi-race primary sponsor is a big deal. Even more impressive is getting them to commit to an associate role across 3 cars for the entire season. That level of investment shows real confidence in the team and in NASCAR as a marketing platform. Ty Gibbs is heading into his 4th full-time Cup Series season, and he's still chasing that first career win. It's become this monkey on his back that everyone keeps bringing up. He's shown speed. He's run up front. He's been competitive, but that victory has remained elusive. Having Zepp on the car at Kansas gives him another shot at breaking through. Kansas has been a solid track for Joe Gibbs Racing historically, so the opportunity is there. For a driver trying to establish himself and shake off that winless label, having a sharp-looking paint scheme from a supportive sponsor can provide an extra bit of motivation. The social media reaction to these paint schemes tells you everything you need to know about how NASCAR fans engage with their sport. People were sharing the images left and right. Fan pages were posting polls asking which scheme looked better. Artists were creating renders of what the cars might look like on track. The clean pun became an instant meme, with fans finding every possible way to work cleaning jokes into their comments. That organic engagement is marketing gold that you simply cannot buy. What makes paint schemes such a big deal in NASCAR compared to other sports? Think about it. In football, basketball, or baseball, uniforms stay pretty consistent. You might get an alternate jersey here and there, but for the most part, teams wear the same thing week after week. In NASCAR, the car is the uniform, and it changes constantly. Sponsors come and go. Special paint schemes pop up for specific races. Teams unveil retro throwback designs. Every week can bring something visually different. That keeps things fresh and gives fans something new to look at and talk about. The partnership between Zepp and Joe Gibbs Racing also represents a broader trend in NASCAR sponsorship. More and more, we're seeing brands that might not have traditionally been associated with racing finding value in the sport. Zepp is a cleaning products company. On the surface, that might not seem like an obvious fit for NASCAR. But when you think about it, there's actually a strong connection. Maintaining race cars requires meticulous cleaning and care. Race shops need industrial cleaning solutions. The parallel between high-performance cleaning products and high-performance race cars creates a natural bridge. The Zepp deal gives fans real races to look forward to in 2026, like Kansas and New Hampshire. The blue and yellow cars stand out and build excitement beyond just points and playoffs. For Joe Gibbs Racing, it is smart business with great timing and strong hype. Now, the only question is simple. Will the cars live up to the buzz on the track?